Gro-Grus and Gra-Gras, please help me welcome to the stage, Watto!
I am not joking. It is so fucking hard to walk in these things. These are the worst designed clothing items of all time. I'm sorry, religious ceremonial robes of all time. They called my name and I was like, it's going to take 5 minutes to walk 15 steps. Thank you all for being here tonight. Who here was at the first show at the 70th? Oh, a happy crowd. A happy crowd. Now let me say this. If you're here just for this show, the late show, and you don't think it's funny, I want you to remember that round of applause. The early audience was happy. They were satisfied, and if this show's bad, it's because we left it all on the dance floor. Your fault for being Johnny-come-latelys. Who here has never been to a George Lucas talk show before? Has never watched one, whether in person or online? Raise your hand. Okay. Now this is, I want to be very clear. This is a very safe space you've entered into. I understand it's scary out there. SantaCon. Crime is running rampant on the streets. And the crime is the most obnoxious motherfuckers who have ever lived. Almost breaking up with their partners every hour, every time they enter a new bar. But here it's a safe space. Here it's a safe space. No one will be mocked. No one, I'm going to make this promise. No one will be dumped in the next hour in this room. The anti-SantaCon promise. But can you put the hands back up if you had them raised for never having seen a George Lucas talk? Safe space, safe space, safe space. No one will be mocked. This is a warm room. May I ask you, with the beanie, what, safe space, no wrong answers, safe space, no dumping, what do you think this is?
The talk show in which the narrative is.
Correct. Ten out of 10, perfect answer. I'm loath to say more. This show has a razor-thin premise. Some talk shows, you look at it, you're wiping your glasses off. The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon? What does that mean? Midnight is tomorrow. What is this? This show, it's exactly what it says on the label. The George Lucas Talk Show. A billionaire is going to sit right there. A billionaire many times over. And he is going to talk to these people. That's what it is. You might go, why? How did we get to this point? What's the prequel to this situation? Well, the answer is that the Walt Disney Corporation committed an act of IP theft. They snuck right under George's nose and they took his darling babies from him, and he had no choice but to host the talk show. It was rude. It was rude, frankly. And to add insult to injury, they left behind a note that said, "Dear George, as agreed upon, here are the $6 billion in exchange for the underlying rights to Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Tucker the Man and His Dreams, et al." And that's how we ended up where we are today. What's going to happen tonight? So much. I'm going to make this promise. So much is going to happen tonight. And so I just want to kind of prime the pump, warm you all up. What will you do if something very funny happens on stage? Okay. What will you do if something very exciting happens on stage? Okay. And what will you do if you get dumped here in this theater tonight in the next hour?
You said it was safe!
Exactly. Correct answer. It's not happening. No need to practice that response. That's the last time that will be said tonight. Okay, I think we're good. Let's start the fucking show.
Welcome retired filmmaker George Lucas.
Hello, I'm George Lucas, creator of Star Wars.
And I am Watto.
Welcome to the George Lucas Talk Show. I have to say, that's the first time I've done the high fives to the audience where it felt kind of like Khaleesi in Game of Thrones.
I've never seen. Explain the reference.
I sort of helped direct the final season a little bit. I stopped by the set to help them.
Yeah.
That's why everyone liked that final season so much, because I brought that George Lucas touch to it.
You walked on set and you went, it's too bright, too much visible.
Yeah.
See, I haven't seen it, but I know that was a complaint.
Yeah. And, it was just, it felt very, I was falling into the crowd. Everyone was,
sure.
Yeah. It was like a mosh pit.
One of our guests backstage saw me putting on my Life Day robe, a very secret and profound ritual. And he said, "Do you need help with that?" And I said, "There is no help you could provide. This thing is almost designed to fall off your body." It is, I want to make it, because every time we do a Life Day show, we wear the robes that, of course, we brought from home. People, I think, watch with like this tension of like, why aren't they securing it in the back? Why aren't they using the Velcro or the tabs or the buttons? No such thing.
No.
No such thing.
To walk wearing a Life Day robe is as if you just got up out of bed
Yes.
under a duvet and just
Yes.
kept walking without trying to remove the duvet. Just
Yes.
like imagine the duvet fully pulled up to your neck.
Yes.
Hold it at your neck, get up and just walk. That's what this
but
feels like.
here's the twist. You can't use your hands.
Yeah.
It's, what if you keep the duvet on only using shoulders and elbows?
Yeah, imagine just cutting 2 holes through the top of your duvet to stick
Yes.
your hands through.
Yes.
Now get up and go about your day.
Yeah.
I got
We live a difficult life.
We do. I'm a billionaire and you're a digital creation.
What do you do? You're changing sight lines.
Yeah, I already can tell. It
Yeah.
just needed a little
Trying to
nudge.
iterate. We're trying to iterate.
Yeah.
We felt like some difficult sight lines on the early show, and we asked our producer Patrick Kottner to come out and rearrange the chair. Patrick, get out here. Patrick, get out here. Patrick.
Hi, I don't even have my
Do you have
robe
other
on.
plans,
I don't
Patrick?
have my robe on.
Wait, go back, do the entrance
Okay,
again.
hang on,
Back
that?
to the end.
Okay.
All right, here comes a special edition of this episode happening live. We didn't have the technology to get Patrick in here on time.
And Patrick, while you're back there, can you get me another Ruby Grapefruit White Claw?
All right, this is a good moment for me to plug my wife's book,
Oh, yeah.
Priceless Facts About Money by Melody Hobson, the love of my life.
You know what? We didn't do this on the early show. Has anyone brought a copy of Priceless Facts About Money tonight? Two right here, or you are waving for the other one? And were you at the early show? How annoyed were you that we didn't ask on the early show? Okay.
We won't always ask.
Oh, Gorgos and Gragas, please welcome to stage Patrick Cott.
There's no more Ruby Grapefruit.
What the fuck is...
There's no more. I got you everything else.
Oh, well, that's good.
I got you so many more. I think you have to drink all of them during this show.
What did you bring me, Patrick?
Oh God. I didn't bring you anything. What do you want?
For Life Day?
Yeah.
Some fucking respect.
It's free. You don't have to buy it in a store.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
God, how much it means to me.
Respect?
Yeah, sock it to me, sock it to me.
Sock it to me, sock it to me.
Well,
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming.
I think we best not waste another ounce of this show
I
without
agree.
bringing out our guests.
I agree.
Patrick,
Yeah.
you were surprised to come out here.
I did shout as I was leaving, you guys are going to come on soon.
Great producing.
Do we think our guests are ready?
I think so.
Let me go
Let's
get-
go
let me go
ahead
check.
and do the intro. Wow. You know, when I produced my buddy Francis's film Tucker, the Man in His Dream,
Yeah, great movie.
we would print up call sheets and make sure we wouldn't just yell, you guys better get ready.
Yeah.
And you know what? The production moved like clockwork. I find that the worst way of producing is just by running and shouting, we're about to do the thing.
Here's my question.
It's always worked for me.
Who was number one on the car sheet on that picture?
Jeff.
Was it Jeff? Not the car?
No.
'Cause the
Sad-
ca- the
no,
car-
the car was just, because the car had no lines.
Yeah.
So it was just a featured background, sadly. That's why it's not called Tucker the Man in His Car. Even though that would be, maybe more people would have gone to see it.
Grogos and Gagas, please welcome to the stage Brian Quinn and David Cross!
There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh no. Oh no. One of you's got to sit first. Oh, okay. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
That's the nicest thing that ever happened to me.
Well, we're going to explain to you what happened. We didn't tell you this before because it's really the audience's tradition that they have started very recently.
Yeah.
We've been doing this show for a decade, over a decade now. And
It was an October surprise. This October.
what our audience decided to start doing is that they shout our guests, when the guests come out. And whoever sits down last is the power guest. And then they yell, power guest, power guest. No,
Brian, you took a little extra time.
I'm the power guy?
You're the
Yes.
power guy.
You should get your mic. Brian, use your mic. Use your mic.
I have a mic?
You have a mic.
Yeah.
There we go.
There's no way I'm going to be a power guest with David Cross sitting right here. Like, you're out of your fucking mind.
You made the decision, not us.
All right, I'm the power guest.
I think it's as I understand, it's the top and a bottom.
Yes, very
okay.
similar.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. I'm power and whatever. I could be a power bottom.
Very similar.
Did I not understand what we were doing here tonight? I feel like I
Just
missed
hold
out.
on one second. David, thank you so much for dressing up for the show. We really appreciate.
Yeah, well, when I found out about this one, somebody, I don't know who you people are, but when one of you reached out to me via email, I was like, I went up to the attic and I dusted off the old Jimmy Kimmel. So you're welcome.
Well,
a lot of
knew
stuff. Yeah.
This is a talk show, and that Jimmy Kimmel Live is also a talk show. So it's entirely appropriate.
We weren't being sarcastic. It's a very appropriate outfit.
You're dressed up as a talk show guest, which is
Yes.
great. That's
And-
great.
But I'm dressed up as a talk show guest roughly 5 minutes after his segment.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you're a Star Wars fan. You said you didn't know who any of us were.
Well, no, I know.
Okay, so you
I'm
just
familiar
meant-
with
George Lucas.
THX
1138.
1138, and I had seen the first 3 Star Wars films.
Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones.
No, I
Revenge
haven't
of the
seen any
Sith.
of those.
That's
no,
one,
no.
two- that's 1, 2, and
Okay,
3.
I understand. Right, the ones that were released to the public.
Oh, you saw the rough cuts of those films.
No, I saw.
A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi.
You got invited to the wide release test screenings.
Yes, and I didn't. I liked the first 2. I didn't care for Return of the Jedi, and then I stopped watching.
Okay, well, you also grew up. You know, like you were. They're children's films, so I don't really hold it against adults who decide that they don't like children's films when they've grown up. I know there are a lot of men who are very angry that they don't make children's films the way they like them.
That is true.
I mean, I agree with those men.
Oh, okay.
I would like everything to be the way
How you
that I
like
like them. Yeah.
So I assume, here's another thing that I think is really wonderful about how you dress for the show is, I don't know if you probably were not aware of the blue orb that is the Life Day orb. So you're dressed to match the Life Day orb that's there. And I have to say, there are very few, I'm big into merchandising. Merchandising, I don't know if you know this, is what made my career. Yeah, I see you got a cup that has a Darth Maul in it.
Oh, that was yes. You like famously gave up certain rights to own the. Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
He waived his quote.
He what?
He waived his quote.
His
He had
quote
a
was-
very high quote after American Graffiti, but Fox
Oh.
was squeamish about Star Wars because sci-fi was not the proven genre. And he said, "What if I do this for scale, but I keep sequel and merch rights?" And they were like, "Have fucking fun with that, buddy."
Yeah. Well, you know, another thing, I don't know if you know this, but on American Graffiti, which is the movie I made before Star Wars.
Which I enjoyed. Yes.
Thank you. It's one
Did
of the.
you ever see Two Lane Blacktop?
What?
Did you ever seen Two Lane Blacktop?
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what about it?
I just think you might enjoy it
Yeah, I did.
because of American Graffiti.
I like cars, I like all that stuff.
Yeah, it's like a legit American Graffiti. You know what I mean? Like
I wanted to make a really illegitimate one,
Right.
but I couldn't afford to really pay the crew what they deserved on that. And so I said, how about I put everybody who worked on the film, I'll put your name at the end of the movie in the credits. which was not. It used to be. Remember, movies used to end. They just say the end.
Well, the credits used to be in the beginning, right? And
Yeah,
it would
they
be
put
like 5
some
seconds, and they'd be like, "Here we go."
Some of the names, then the movie would end. It would say the end, an MGM picture or whatever. American Graffiti ends, and you see, oh, look at all these people who worked on the movie.
Well, in theory, everyone else leaves though. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't.
Nobody sticks around to
I was
see
never
who the
able to get
gaffer
people
was.
to stay during.
Yeah.
It's terribly unpopular if you think of it that way. That I invented the part of the movies that everyone leaves during.
Yeah.
I do like how at movie premieres, like when you're lucky enough to get invited to one of these things, you have to sit through the credits because the best boy is sitting right there, and he's waited his entire fucking life.
Yeah.
So for you to get up and be like, I'm leaving, you look like a dickhead. So everybody has to sit.
Also, there'll be pockets like you three people just go woo.
We'll say the person in the Letterman jacket, those three. Cheer for a second.
All right, ready? I'll go. Hang on.
Great.
Hang on. Key makeup, John Rittenauer. Yeah, so it'll be like that for the whole.
There's John
credit.
sitting right next to them.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling. Cinema rarely gets a curtain call.
Yeah.
Brian,
Yeah.
we spent some time talking about David and how appropriate his dress was for this show.
Yes, we did.
Do you have any familiarity with the works of George Lucas?
I never until you guys. No, I'm a huge fan.
George.
I'm a huge fan. I brought something.
Oh, let's see.
And I would like for you to. Do you have a method that you guys can pick someone from the audience?
Oh,
to
Brian,
get
do
this?
we have a method?
We have so many methods.
Okay.
Everyone got tickets when they came in, right?
Well, you know what? If this is a starter prize, one person brought the copy of Priceless Facts About Money.
True.
Wow.
We didn't call it out on the first. Is there two
Wait,
more
there's
copies over
Wait,
there?
and then there's some over here too, Watto. There's a third over
Why
here.
were you all so quiet earlier?
So, all right. So you don't have a method.
No, I guess
we
not.
have a couple methods. We'll
This
figure
is-
it
Okay.
out.
All
This
right.
is
I
the
brought
method.
this. This has been in my life for a long time, and I'm going to now. I thought that the best thing for maybe everybody here signs it and then gives it to a lucky. This is from the VHS release.
I'll go get a
That is
Sharpie. Hang
actual
on.
size.
And this has been with me for nigh 25 years.
Yeah.
And I thought that this was the time. I'm not giving you my Padme one. That one gets
Padma
used.
was a guest on the early show.
Yeah, that one gets used to this day. But this one, I thought it would be nice if we all just signed it and gave it away to a lucky youngling in the audience.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Yeah.
Patrick's gone to get the pens. I hear him coming. He's
Patrick shaking pens.
pens.
I feel like if we're all going to sign this,
Yeah.
We got
This
paint
shouldn't
pens.
be-
This is gonna look good.
this shouldn't be like a lotto ticket thing. We need something. There needs to be like a feat of strength or endurance.
Watto, this is why you're my favorite slaver. Because you have...
That means so much coming from
Yeah, you have
It
so many
really
good
does.
ideas on how to use these slaves
Yeah.
and then how to give this away.
David, just for context, are you familiar with my work? If you if you care to just catch up, here's the back of a Taco Bell cup that was given to children.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, right?
And David, if you wouldn't mind reading that.
There's no glasses. There's no glasses.
Well, that's because, it's a distance. I've gotten older. That was 25
It's been 25 years.
Oh, okay, right.
But there's a bio on this side if you want to catch
It would be
up with
great
my
if we
work.
could get a cold read of this bio of the character from the children's movie,
Yes.
Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom
It
Menace.
came in
David's
Taco
also
Bell.
putting
At
on
Taco Bell.
putting on glasses. I want to make clear.
Watto is a junk dealer who lives on the remote desert planet of Tatooine.
Yep, perfect.
Watto loves haggling and betting on pod races more than anything. Betting on a pod race is how he won his 2 slaves. Anakin and Shmi. So he's Orthodox. All right. Anakin and Shmi Skywalker from Gardula the Hutt. KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Pepsi, part of the Yum company franchise.
Yeah.
Lucasfilm.
That's
I have
good
to say,
stuff.
we've had some wonderful guests on this show over the years. No one has ever read the final line before. People give up before the copyrights and the names of the chain restaurant.
Here are the pens.
Okay,
We can
yes.
figure this out.
Very good.
Here you
All
go.
right. Thank you.
So we're gonna sign this, and have we figured out how we're deciding which of the book owners gets this?
Okay, can we create some kind of?
Should we see who wants it
Well,
first?
no, here's my.
But I want
the book owners.
But I want to disqualify them.
There are. There are 3 people who brought copies of Priceless Facts About Money. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Can we do some bake-off with the 3?
Sure.
There you go.
George.
Okay, so can we get the 3 book holders to stand up? If you
Book
don't
holders. Can we
Book
come down to
holder.
the front of the stage down here, maybe?
Oh, this is great.
Right here.
All right, and we want this to be fair.
Bring
and
your books too,
You're
just
all-
to make sure.
You're all going to get
Oh,
something.
you have 2 books. So are there only so there's 2 book holders. One man has. Oh no! Wait, we got a third coming over here.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
great.
It's a feeding frenzy.
Yeah.
Great. Come on over
Well,
here.
can't we
Come over
just...
here. This is great. I love this.
George, when you're done signing, let's figure out what the.
mean to derail it.
They're all standing so proper. We didn't explain, by the way, for our guests, this is a new book for children. It's called Priceless Facts About Money, and it's written by Melody Hobson, wife of George Lucas. It is a children's book about how money works.
Yeah.
My
Clap
hope is
for
that
it.
these
Yeah.
historical, scientific, and just plain weird facts will invite kids and their parents to explore the fascinating world of money. We've been pushing the book very hard.
But is it important for the children to have parents that are billionaires?
Great question.
I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Is it?
Chapter 1. Be born to billionaires. I'm sorry, I feel like the signing has derailed. Oh, that's for me?
No, there's nothing wrong. You know, one of the advantages of not being on television is that you can have some dead air, and it's not the end of the world.
Really?
There's no executives who are freaking out because there's a lull. Oh, the pen? Yeah.
I know.
He's digital. It bounces right off.
Yeah. That's great. I've never thought I'd see Watto in this position,
Oh, my goodness.
but now
Brian?
I'm here. I
Brian,
can see why you. Have
What would
kept it.
What would Indiana Jones say about dead ass?
That ass belongs in a museum. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So,
like
Patrick
being
and Watto, how are we deciding this trilogy of
George,
applicants?
you're the creative master here, George. What do you think?
You're the maker, George.
I'm the maker. All right. Well, one of you has 2 books,
Yeah.
so that gives you an advantage. Why do you have 2?
I just love Priceless Facts About Money and your wife.
Okay, hold on. I wanna map out how that went.
Let's
for
have
you.
him read this clean because the
All
mic
right.
was not on him. Hang on one second.
Say what you said exactly. I love Priceless Facts About Money, and I love your wife.
Wow, George.
There was quite the narrative arc on that comment.
Yeah.
I got
You
it.
had me, and then you lost me. Like you had it. It was yours. I want you to think back to the time when you told a billionaire that you loved his wife. Because this is a priceless fact that you're gonna learn here tonight. I know you thought it was charming, right? You were sailing on charm. You were counting on it. But I want to tell you something. I love my wife. You don't know my wife. Have you ever met my wife?
I haven't had the pleasure.
Okay. Oh boy. And there was whatever hope you had left, because there was still a sliver, went out the window, went out the pod bay doors. The second, no more microphone.
He's got more than
No more microphone for that man's mouth.
George,
The word pleasure. Yes.
George, I have a suggestion.
Yes?
Okay? This gentleman who has been out of line up until this moment did bring 2 copies of the book. Would you mind placing one of those copies on the lip of the stage?
Are we
Yes.
doing a magic trick?
That copy now is a mulligan. Let's say that all 3 of them
Now
are
we're even.
with 1 copy. And here is the challenge I propose. All 3 of you, please hold the book close to your chest. No peeking! And one by one, I want you to name your most priceless fact about
Why don't fuck around?
I got nothing, Watto.
Whoa! It disqualified himself.
even an attempt.
Self-canceled.
No, not disqualified, but he still didn't use the word pleasure about my wife.
I respect your wife's money.
I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
You respect
Okay.
my wife's money.
Mind.
Oh. Either way.
I've honestly just been staring at the back cover the entire time.
I mean, here's what I'll say. This is your fucking game to win.
Make some shit up about
Yeah.
pennies.
We're not going to fact check.
There is nothing against this in the rules.
It's true. We didn't make any rules.
Mayans used to use chocolate as money.
That's a good fact, George.
It is yours.
That's
It
a
is
good
yours.
fact.
It is yours.
Look at that.
Does she also win that guy's second copy of the book?
No, you can take your second copy back.
That has been with me for nigh 25 years. Now it belongs to you.
No.
Wait, can our runners up, please? I have consolation prizes for you.
Yes, we have consolation prizes
Yes.
because you did bring the book.
Yes.
That's great. Here.
Here is a third copy.
All right.
And the second one for you.
All right. And you, sir, the one who respects my wife's mind.
Yeah.
Here is
Mind lover. Let's
Mind
get
boy,
this
come
mind
back.
lover.
Here's a Rick Ollie action figure.
Oh.
No, that's not for him.
Oh, not him? You respect him? Oh, he respects the mind.
You guys
I thought
are
he.
cruel.
Oh no, he did say it. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
But,
You got 3 copies. What are you looking for?
I do want to say, now you've pulled the hood up over your head. Now you have further. No, but this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because we were talking before, you've come in the Life Day color, and I'm all about the merch. It's a very important thing.
Walter.
Very few guests have their own merch, their own action figure, and you have come dressed as your Funko Pop.
He blew himself.
Yes. I want to ask you about physical comedy.
I don't have one of those.
You what?
I don't have one of those.
Oh,
I
George,
don't have
are
any
you willing?
Funko Pop.
Are you willing to give this up, George?
Do you want to have it?
Yeah, of course.
I think you gotta.
Now, George.
It's worth like $90.
George, if
I know,
I am not
but
mistaken.
I'm a billionaire, so it would make sense that I would give this over easily.
Right, because if I'm not mistaken, that was a limited chase variant.
It's a chase. Hold on.
And say like a working comedian and actor in Astoria, Queens would maybe have to order several of them to ultimately get the chase or pay top dollar on the secondary market. But as you said, you're a billionaire. This is meaningless to you. You could give it away with impunity.
I love that
George,
you
you
tip
can
the
keep
hat towards the audience.
keep it.
As to block your face.
I'm good.
It's showmanship.
Let me just look at it though. I've never really seen it.
There's plenty of the non-chase.
Yeah, what's the going price for the blue?
David, was there any part of you when that came out that said, "I want that"?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
you just it didn't.
I actually asked my or our manager.
Ew.
I was like, "Hey, can I get one of those Funko Pop Tobias things?" And he's like, "Yeah, we'll work on it." And then I forgot all about it. And then he told me just I don't know about a week ago, like George Lucas is the only way you'd be able to get one of those. They're discontinued. They're special.
It would mean a lot to me if you took it. And
No, it's all right. You take it.
This is Life Day.
You have it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Spirit
positive.
of life.
But you really don't have one.
I don't have one, but I would prefer it to be in the box, so thank you.
Oh, okay. All right.
It loses its value once it's out of the box.
Brian, you got the Mego, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? There were.
I mean, it's exciting to me that I have 3 action figures and you brought none of them. That's very exciting to me. They're also like $4 on eBay, so you could have gotten one. Kind of outrageous.
Yeah, it was low-hanging fruit, though. That's not what this show's all about.
No, we had Mego. Yeah, it doesn't look like us. Mine looks like Joey Fatone. It does, and I love it more for that. I actually took the head off mine.
It really does look like Joey
It
Fatone.
does. It looks like Fatone. I peeled the head off, and I had a real Ghostbusters figure of Ray Stantz.
Can we get the image up on the screen? Is that possible?
Look at that.
It's a really good Fatone likeness.
It's basically they had 2,000 in-sync figures left over, and they were like, "What do we do with this shit?" And they gave it to that. Yeah, no, it's good though.
That makes sense.
What were the other 2? You said you had 3.
Yeah, we had 3. We had one. The only good one, and it doesn't look like me either. But I had a cat. I have my cat Benjamin. He passed away. But I had him for a long, long time, and they made him as the side figure to my figure.
To the Funko?
To the shitty one, and like it's just a black. And I have a bunch of the Benjamin cats. And mine I just threw out. I don't give a fuck.
That's nice.
But I love that my cat has had an action figure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry to bring you all.
Clap for that.
This is what I did on your podcast too. I came on. I said shit. Nobody knew how to react. I know. I don't know why I keep bringing up dead cats. I don't know why, but I just it's so.
I thought you meant you were swearing. Yeah, you swore and
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just once is more than. And
I just felt like if once you swear once, you might as well swear 500.
You can
times.
swear as much as you want on this.
The show's not going to air at that point.
Yeah.
So,
Did you release that episode?
No.
How'd it go? Bad.
I did not release it.
So it didn't go well.
I mean,
did people like it?
I mean, I donated it to Little Essentials, which is a thing that it's an organization that gets toys and clothing and diapers and things, strollers for families living below the poverty line and like.
So
that
raise
kind
a lot of money for them. I got.
No, I just gave them. I literally gave them the tape.
Handed them a thumb drive with it. They're like, do what you will.
Well, VHS.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
David, I want to talk to you about physical comedy.
Okay.
Because I've made some comedies. Did you ever see Radioland Murders?
No.
It's interesting because it's not a million miles away from the kind of thing.
And look, I'm a huge Brian Ben fan.
The Brian's so nice they bend him twice. That may be officially the 25th time I made that joke.
And it's funny every time.
It worked. It never fails.
They still laughed.
Every time.
Every time.
Well, Michael McKean is in Radioland Murders, and Michael McKean was on Mr. Show, so we kind of do the same thing comedy-wise.
Sure.
We put Michael McKean in every now and then for the comedy.
Yeah, and I know because of that connection, that's why Bob Odenkirk worked with him in
Better Call Saul. Yeah. You're surprised that they released that show.
I'm surprised that you would step on a guest's.
Oh no, I was harmonizing with you.
Oh, okay.
Try it again. Let's say Better Call Saul in harmony.
All right, ready? And that because of that, that's why my friend Bob worked with him on Better Call Saul. Yeah.
Bob was on this show too.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat is reminding us of that.
Briefly. And it was about a show that has Star Wars jokes in it that you did for Netflix. The With Bob and David show on Netflix. Remember there was the sketch about what if Seinfeld was Star Wars? It's your show. I just watched it.
I wouldn't call that a sketch. That was a thing within a sketch that was.
Well, in fairness,
not meant
structurally,
to be
you make it hard to describe what is and what isn't a sketch because you break the flow. Everything flows one thing into another in a way that is unconventional.
Yeah, but that was just a dropped like a line that where it was like a jokey premise. Like we never really did it.
I understand you were making fun of the idea that someone would think this was funny. It was your version. It was your show's version. It was Bob handling most of the. You weren't doing the lines in that part. It was him like vamping, and it cuts back to him.
Yeah.
I get that the butt of the joke was the idea that Star Wars Seinfeld is a kind of hacky thing, right? You're a little bit above it, right?
So I suppose, not necessarily above
Certainly
it,
you're not
but
suggesting you're beneath it.
I mean, we're adjacent down the, probably like, in 300 feet, turn left at the,
Well, it made me laugh.
Well, that was not necessarily the goal, but...
My question is about physical comedy, though.
But you haven't said a question.
I haven't. It's a
Right.
Mr. Show like, we're going down the rabbit hole and eventually we'll get to it.
Okay.
My buddy Ron, who you've worked with on a number of things, I worked with Ron when we made Willow. Mm-hmm. And Ron...
and American Graffiti.
And American Graffiti, and...
Solo, a Star Wars story.
Solo, a Star Wars story. All sorts of things. And you worked on the Curious George movies, right? Those were Imagine Entertainment, right?
Yep.
So we both, again, we do the same thing.
Right.
I was a big fan of Arrested Development. Still am. Obviously, I have the Funko Pop.
Right.
I want to talk specifically about some of the physical comedy you did on that show. And there's one fall in particular that I want to talk to you about.
The way George keeps going back to, I want to talk about the physical comedy without the question.
It's like he doesn't want to talk about it.
He was saying it was like the Mr. Show structure of, things flow into one another. No, it's like the title of the episode where you're like, why is it called The Velveteen Touch of the Dandy Fop? And then 25 minutes in, you finally get to it.
I'm gonna find the episode title because now that you mentioned title, it's all I can think about now. But I think it's in the episode Ready, Aim, Marry Me, episode 10 of season 2.
You remember that, right?
I was going to say, I won't know what.
It was a very controversial episode when it came out. It's the one with Uncle Jack, Martin Short.
Oh, yeah.
But I believe that's the episode where you do a pratfall where you slip. There's like something on the floor. You come into the Bluth house.
I know, yes.
You
I
do
think I know
this
what you're...
fall that looks impossible. It looks like this is how a comedian would have died.
Is it the one where my foot stays
Your
up?
leg goes straight up.
Yeah.
I want you to understand, if you haven't seen my later films, the things that I put on screen that are actually impossible to imagine filming practically.
Yeah.
And yet, I'm assuming that was done practically. That's not a CGI David Cross.
No, that was...
Did you design that fall? Tell me the story. I've never heard you talk about this. It's all this show has to be about.
George has been waiting 20 years for this question.
I just, I just knew I was going to do that. I think it was like a tag, wasn't it? Or something where I just come into the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then I slip on something, and I just kept my foot up. So.
But no one else in the history of comedy had done that fall before.
All right, well.
I've looked. I went back to the beginning of the earliest recorded comedy. I've never seen that fall. It hasn't been attempted since.
George, you are asking this question with the intensity of someone who lived on the Television Without Pity forums for Arrested Development.
Television Without Pity,
and has
wow.
spent decades thinking of nothing else but this moment.
Can I tell you a secret about George Lucas?
Oh, here we go.
I was on the Television Without Pity forums. To such an extent that eventually a character on the show was named after my handle.
This is true.
Which is what?
Because I couldn't meet George Lucas on there because people would start asking Star Wars questions and derail it. And I wanted to talk about what the numbers were that were on the back of the screen in the wall in Mexico when George Sr. was doing the Charlie Brown walk. Of course, we all know later that'd be the combination code for his ankle bracelet.
I didn't know that. I learned a lot of... I'd say well over half of the jokes via the internet.
Yeah.
From people who, because I didn't get them when I was reading it, I didn't get it when I was watching it, and then people, half of them.
Yeah.
Easily.
Well, so
the conversation that George is teeing up right now, for the record, is the most serious thing that has ever happened in 10 years of the George Lucas talk show.
So my handle on Television Without Pity, George Lucas's handle, was middleman. Because that's kind of what a producer does a lot of time. You're sort of like, you're dealing with the suits, you're dealing with the talent. It's what happens when you build an entertainment empire. And then in season 3, in season 3 of the show, the surrogate character, Larry Middleman, is introduced.
Bob Einstein.
And Bob Einstein.
Yeah.
And in the scene where he is introduced, at the end of the scene, it's the scene where there's the line where Lindsay says something and says, "Did you get that? The two meanings," which was a famous thing that Arrested Development did all the time, was have a lot of jokes that worked on multiple levels. And I ran into Mitch Hurwitz, the creator of Arrested Development. I said, "Hey, Mitch, I'm middleman on Television Without Pity." And he said, George Lucas?" I said, "That's right." And he confirmed it for me. Yeah. So how'd you do that fall?
This story
watch
is...
this fall. Watch this fall.
Oh, there you go. Wait, can we watch that
again.
one more time? Play it again. Play it again. Here he goes.
Look at this.
And whoop.
Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Were you wearing stunt pads? What was on the ground? Was it rigged in any way?
Nothing was rigged. They might have put something pad down, but I don't remember.
So you just said pad me, and they did it.
I didn't have any pads. They would have put a thing, but I mean, I don't know.
Did you know how big a deal it was when you did it?
No, I did not.
When you were on set filming, did you think 20 years from now George Lucas is going to be begging me for answers?
Yes, that did occur to me.
Yeah.
That occurred to me.
Do you remember how many takes you did?
One? I don't know. I honestly don't. They didn't do a whole lot of a bunch of. There was not a lot of time to do that. So. I will say that is mentioned in the what do you call it? Audio commentary of Hot Fuzz between Edgar and Simon.
It should be
They
mentioned.
talk about that.
It should be mentioned in the commentary.
They said I'm king of the Follies.
Wow. Here he goes, and whoop, there he goes. Oh, it's just on repeat now. This is great.
All right.
Keep this up for the rest of the show.
I'll tell you this. I'm opening up a museum in LA, and if I have anything to say about it, this is going to be on one of the walls, on a loop like this, because this tells a story.
It tells a story.
It's amazing. Yeah, you're up, then you're down. That's literal falling action. I just can't believe it. And it's the fact that you hold it. Like, the first part's unbelievable, and then the sustain is astonishing. Can I tell you something? For real, this kind of thing would have broken Harrison Ford in half.
You know what? I'm going to guess there has to be a pad, because watch how much I bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so there must be a pad down there.
But do you think that's just mat on the ground? Do you think you were not wearing anything on your person?
No, I don't think I... No,
is Sarah walking away because he's breaking, or he's just supposed to... how Bateman is able to keep a straight face... I mean, he looks away, so he misses the main thing. He must have known, I can't look at this.
Now,
because his look-away timing is also impeccable.
I'll give you a little tidbit. That I don't know, but there's I can't remember what episode it is.
I'll tell you.
Okay. There's a flashback. We're at Lucille's, the penthouse, and it's like a flashback thing, and Tony is...
Wonder? No, Tony Hale.
Tony Hale. Buster is playing the piano and I'm dancing in the thing, and then Will and Bateman are over in the dining room area.
Yeah.
And Will's...
one of the best parties the Blues ever had. Yeah, I remember that scene.
And that's Will really laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he could not, he wasn't necessarily supposed to laugh, but he could not stop laughing.
I apologize to the audience. For what's about to happen.
I'm sorry, Arnett.
There was a runner where Tobias was in the fireplace sometimes, and I feel like it never got paid off. Do you remember this?
I remember...
You were repeatedly in the fireplace.
Yeah.
George is so excited for this.
Was that later, or...?
I think that was in season 2.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, it's a fun show.
Let's ask Brian some questions.
Yeah.
Brian came all the way here.
Brian
came all the way here for
Arrested Development. It's
Brian,
yes.
I got the question for you.
Well, this sounds like a fucking pity question. I don't.
No,
I
this
don't
is a burning question. It's hot to the
I'm
touch.
very happy to keep talking about Arrested Development. It's literally one of my favorite shows.
My fingies are burning with this question. I have to spit it out.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yes.
Look at me in the eyes. Did you ever? I'm doing the Michael Caine thing.
You're looking at the eye out towards the.
So
Okay.
that they
Camera's right
I'll
here.
do that too. Yeah.
Brian,
Yes.
did you ever
Yeah.
consider being a practical joker?
Well, no. It's a good
It
question.
just feels like you make your work more difficult.
No,
For no reason.
We tried. We did. We tried. There was a test pilot called Practical Jokers.
Yeah.
And we just ended up like building a house. Like it wasn't very good.
Everything you did was
well-
too useful.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was just a little, it was too practical.
I'm also not sure what the joke is in that.
It's
Yeah.
no
You
joke.
built
Well,
the
now you're seeing
house.
the power. Well, you're a genius.
I think
so.
the practicality wasn't the problem. There was the fact that building a house in and of itself
Well, no, I'll
doesn't
tell
read
you.
as a joke.
Look, you're a genius. I don't want to, but I'll explain to you the difference.
I'd love to.
Okay.
Here we go.
So the setup on Practical Jokers was a family was coming in to see their new house for the first time.
Yeah.
And all the corners were perfect. And the windows didn't leak. And everything was great. And the people walked in, and there were hidden cameras everywhere. And they said, this is going to be a great house. And then they left.
Funny.
It didn't work.
Funny.
It didn't work. But we said, how can we change this?
Yeah.
And we were like, what if we made it, I don't know, impractical?
This is good.
And then the next couple came in, and the windows leaked. and nothing met. And all the carpentry was off. It was totally impractical. You wouldn't live in this house. And the owner was like, I don't want to buy this house. And Sal fell down laughing in the back.
And that's what true
hit show.
That's what True TV signed off on.
That's it. Well, it's not a towing shows.
Now,
Sure
Brian.
that.
Now, Brian.
Yeah.
I understand why you wouldn't want to do practical jokes.
Well, I'll do what anybody
because it's
says.
very, very difficult, and because
Yeah.
there's no way to do it other than just really do it. I can't help but wonder, did you ever consider digital jokers? Because we filmed,
Well,
we filmed the first Star Wars movies that we made.
Yeah.
The later movies, we did them with practical effects.
Boo! Boo! Hiss,
Oh,
hiss,
hold
hiss,
on,
hiss.
hold on. Someone built this theater wrong. It's hissing.
I'll give you because you're a legend, George Lucas. I'm going to tell you something. So in season 9, Joe Gatto left the show. He never left. We digitally removed him. From every episode.
This is
Since
exclusive.
season 9.5. He's there.
Every time?
Every second of the show, Joe's still there. We digitally remove him.
This
And
clip
that's-
is going to be huge when we post it in the Impractical Jokers Facebook groups.
Yeah. Special edition. You should get him here.
We will. Or
Yeah.
maybe we'll just add him in digitally.
Fucking put him right there.
But yeah, he's on this seat the whole time. Look at that.
Joe, what's up?
Patrick, really do that. Really add him into
God.
the episode.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Can you really add him into the episode sitting there the whole time?
I'll the whole time?
The whole time. Otherwise, it's not a joke.
10 years!
You guys missed Joe, right? Like Joe's
Yeah.
We digitally took him out.
Brian, you're obviously a big Indiana Jones fan.
Why do you say that?
Because, oh, I get it.
No, I am.
You dressed up like Henry Jones Jr. Indiana Jones, named after his dog,
We
self-named.
named the dog Indiana.
Yeah, and then he named himself Indiana after that dog.
Yeah.
Dog had perished by that point. He had a lot of. This is your thing. You always like to bring up things about a dead animal.
That's all I can think about.
Since you're such a big fan, what is your favorite episode of the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles?
No, I have an answer to that. It's the jazz episode, where that is why I was hoping someone would ask it, because in that episode, Indy has a beard.
You have almost the exact beard. It's the Richard Kimball wife getting killed beard.
Yeah. I don't normally have a beard. I grew it to be Indy from that episode.
Brian,
Yeah.
congratulations. This is the exact show where people ask that question and want that answer.
It is the only time.
You are home.
I'm home.
You're home.
Yeah. Yes.
Brian, what's the time when you felt the worst about a thing on the show? Like for a normal person who's on the show.
On the Young Indiana Jones Adventures?
No, on your show.
No, he wants to answer that one.
Or on Young, sure.
On Jokers?
Yeah. Like a normal person who's been pulled into one of your schemes. When did you go like, ugh, I feel bad for that person?
Well, the thing about our show is that you never really feel bad for people. Because we're the idiots.
Sure.
So it's like the thing that Impractical Jokers did that kind of changed it, because we couldn't do what Alan Funt did. He's the fucking best. So was we made the joke on us. So like there's never, people always say like, do people get pissed?
Yeah.
And we never get anger because nobody feels the jokes on them. They always feel like I've just watched an idiot be an idiot.
But what about the woman who had a miscarriage and you guys were
no,
like there was like a D&C and you wouldn't
no, well,
I thought that
the thing about that is have you met her husband? If you met her husband, you would know you don't want another child. Like he was fine. Like humanity, we dodged a bullet.
Brian,
with that one.
Brian.
So it just felt like.
Can you do a quick ranking of the 5 Indiana Jones films for me, please?
I can. I'm happy to do that. It's going to be controversial.
Nothing's controversial on the George Lucas talk show.
It's
a safe
not
space.
Okay, it's going to be, well, obviously you can't beat Raiders, right? Everybody agrees with that.
Sure.
Right? Raiders is, George was most involved in that, and that's why it's the best one.
Thank you.
I'm actually going to go pretty much in order.
Wow, okay.
I love Temple of Doom.
That one takes place before Raiders. You haven't gone in order.
Well, Temple of Doom takes a couple of years before that. I guess I meant chronologically in terms of release dates.
Sure.
I apologize.
I had the same issue before.
The thing, people rip on Temple of Doom, and I'm like, rewatch it, because one, Indy looks hot as fuck. That guy worked out so much before that movie that when his shirt rips, I came. And
here's the thing.
Why did you emphasize I? Did somebody else come in?
I'm assuming every woman. How many women here saw Temple of Doom?
That's a pretty good number. Also, weirdly, a low number for this audience. I feel like
he's so hot in Temple of Doom. It's unbelievable.
He's so hot that when his shirt ripped, you came.
It doesn't get straighter than me.
Yeah.
You know that. Everybody knows that.
I rewatched Temple of Doom this very week.
Yeah.
And there was
This week?
This week.
Okay.
This very week.
This very week.
Very weak.
And there was so much hullabaloo about hullabaloo.
But that was child slavery. It should be your favorite one.
Well, I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. But there was so much hullabaloo about how ripped Harrison Ford was getting for that film.
Yeah.
No action star has ever been this ripped on screen.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Hey, David, what's going on? Yeah.
Look at him. Jesus Christ.
All right, we'll see you, David.
This is the thing. He looks great.
That's why I'm the power guest.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Here he goes. Oh, God. Oh, God. Go ahead, do it. Whoa. 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 Yeah. Just like Indiana Jones. You did that just like Indiana Jones.
It's not practical at all. All right. Yeah, that's it, though.
Harrison Ford obviously
Look at him.
looks great.
Jesus.
Temple of Doom. Can we get the photo back?
Yeah, I mean, come
Still
on.
on the
Look
phone.
at this guy.
He's still on the phone.
Look at this guy.
He obviously looks great, right?
Come on. You've never seen Harrison Ford look like that.
But it is crazy by modern standards, right?
Oh my God!
Oh! Did you see when they just made him little and then made him big? Do that again, Tech.
Make him little, now make him big.
Is there a guy in the room that has a physique like that? Nobody does, right?
But
Nobody.
this is my argument,
Yeah,
right?
what's your argument?
That,
What is
like,
your argument?
At that time, that was like the most ripped anyone had ever been in a movie.
Yeah.
Justin Long is that ripped, and she's just not that into you.
Yeah. Well,
And that's, by the way, that's a compliment to Justin Long. It's a compliment to Harrison Ford. That joke may appear on the podcast 4 months
I'm glad you
from
brought
now.
this up.
Yes.
I'm glad you brought this up because I wanted to bring this up, and Watto gave me the end. I think Justin Long, and I'm not even fucking kidding, should be the next Indiana Jones.
Wow.
Whoa.
I think that you can recast Indiana Jones with only one man, and I promise you, people, I'm not kidding, and it should be Justin Long.
Wow.
He has the same physique. He's got the same everyman look about him. He's got the same, like, he can do comedy and action. Justin Long is a movie star from the old-timey brought to today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because he's a Mac.
He's a who?
He's a Mac,
Oh, yeah, he is a Mac. Yeah.
famously.
Right.
John Hodgman is a PC, and he's a Mac.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the movie Tusk.
Of course I saw Tusk.
Yeah, we love Tusk.
Kevin
Someone
Smith-
in the front row yelled, no.
Is that no because you haven't seen it, or no because you have seen it?
No, Tusk is great.
Well, yeah.
Tusk is the greatest.
It has the most whimsical tagline for what it actually is.
What's the
Like
tagline?
Guy becomes a walrus.
Guy becomes on.
Tusk rules. I love
Okay.
Tusk.
Tusk is the best Tales
Yeah.
from the Dark Side episode
Yeah.
ever made.
Tusk rules.
Yeah, Tusk is awesome.
People should watch
Can
Tusk.
I do we mind if I take this opportunity to
Go ahead.
debut a quick impression? There's an impression I've been working on. This is Brian Quinn on the phone with Kathleen Kennedy. All right, this is an impression I've been working
Do you want to go stand center stage?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a spotlight.
Do we have a spotlight at UCB? At the new UCB? Is this a thing?
This is
Oh, wow, we do. Watto, back up a little bit. Go stand actually mid.
This is a
Find
new
your light.
impression. This is Brian Quinn on the phone with Kathleen Kennedy. Okay. Go long!
I don't get it.
It's the old digitally replace Shia with Justin.
Wow.
You have yourself a fucking 10 movies ahead of you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then along comes the Vietnam War, and we're devastated.
I don't understand why you made Indiana Jones live through the horror of losing a child, but
I didn't do that.
you're right. But they could digitally change that line too.
Yeah, they
like he's in Nebraska.
Or you just change. I don't remember exactly what the line is, but like, my son died in Vietnam. Just change it. My son didn't die in Vietnam.
Right. That's it. And then Justin Long is the next Indy is Mutt Williams.
Yeah.
Justin Long is Mutt Williams. You guys are telling me you wouldn't go see that fucking movie?
Well,
So
I mean,
five people here. Okay, so
I
maybe
think
not.
here's the thing. I actually think because people, we had a lot of different actors play Indiana Jones at different ages. We had the old man where he lost the eye. We had two different young
River
versions
Phoenix,
of him.
of course.
But I do think people are resistant to replacing Harrison as Indiana. But I agree with you. I think the way to get him in, I don't think people would be too upset if we got a new Mutt.
No.
And you maintain the family lineage. I think Justin Long is Mutt. I think people would be open to it. I think that's a good pitch.
Can I pitch you on something?
Sure. By the way, I'm retired, so this pitch goes nowhere.
Right, but you still have a lot of juice.
I have museum juice. That's what I'm down to.
Can I pitch it to the audience then?
Yeah.
Justin Long is Mutt Williams, and we bring back Short Round.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
And Mutt and Short Round are
This
having
is-
adventures around the fucking world. Get out of here, Justin Long and come on, man.
I agree. I think that's a great one. David, I have two questions for you.
Yeah.
Is everything okay?
Yes.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know because you had to leave, and I don't want it. I don't want. If
No, that was our manager asking me if I could go get a beer. And I was like, yeah, sure.
Great.
Notice he didn't call or text me.
He said, Brian's is. Well, the first thing was, is Brian going on and on and on and on about Justin Long again? Or JL. It was JL, but I know what that means.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And then he said, can you go get a beer? And I was like, yeah, sure.
Did you?
And that's what you did. That's where you went?
Did it say what?
That's where you went? You went to go get a beer?
Wait a second.
Oh, cool. No, that's great.
Right here.
the other thing I wanted to ask.
You answered Dexter's call at fucking 10 o'clock at night while you're on stage? It's Dexter.
Was
He'll
this
wait.
was this like a first date thing where you message your manager before you come on the show and you're like, hey, in 15 minutes,
Yeah.
just check in
Yeah.
and I'll let you know if I need an out or not.
Yeah. Which I've certainly done before.
You don't think it's insane that he didn't also call me and ask me if I want to get a beer? I mean, I've been his client for 15 years.
Yeah, and I'm relatively new.
No, you are a legend, but like he knows we're
No,
sitting
I
right-
mean I'm new to being
Dexter.
his
Sure,
client.
but
yeah.
you're a legend, but I don't deserve a call?
The first thing, obviously he assumed correctly.
Call him right now. Put him on speaker.
You were going on about Justin Long.
Yeah, Justin Long, he does.
And then I think he knew that.
Yeah.
Or assumed it.
Yeah.
And then I verified it. Yeah, he is. And then he said, "Can you go get a beer?" I was like, "Sure." And then he's like, "I'm on the train. You may lose me." And then I just went off.
Yeah.
I also think, Brian, you answered your own. All the answers you're seeking are in what you said, which is that you've been his client for a long time.
Yeah.
David's a new client of him, and he's a legend.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a double advantage he has over you.
You're right.
You're familiar.
And the loser.
No. No. That's where you're wrong.
No, the point is, your relationship with him is so solid that he knows when Brian wants a beer, he's going to go backstage and get a beer. But David and he are in the early stages. He goes, David might not know that he can walk off mid-show and get himself a beer. I have to remind him.
That's an excellent point.
Yes.
Does he know how to get backstage?
Yeah.
David, is there a project or something specific that you're tired of people asking you questions about? Because I feel like you have things that have rabid fan bases.
Yeah.
Is there something where you're like, if I could never answer a question about this one thing again?
My work as the caramel M&M is like a thing that, and it only ran for a couple cycles. I only did a couple of them.
You're not doing it anymore?
No, I mean, it was one of those things where I said, I can't answer any more questions. I'd rather just, kill the character off. We killed the character off. The caramel M&M is.
So if they called you to come back, you would say no?
Oh God, no. No, I would definitely do it. But I might do it with a kind of an accent or something, so that people would,
Yeah.
Hi, I'm his cousin. You know what I mean? So
That's a nice take.
Earlier in the show, we were talking about the great Michael McKean.
Mm-hmm.
And George, of course, pointed out that he was your co-star on the With Bob and David show.
Yes.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the other time the two of you, of course, shared the screen together.
When was that, Lana?
The 1998 DreamWorks picture, Small Soldiers, in which you played Irwin, and he was the voice of Insaniac and Frankenstein.
Yes. How could I forget?
You were the father of the Gorgonites.
Yes.
You used your password gizmo to put military chips into children's toys. And thus you created a whole kerfuffle.
Yes, it was an international kerfuffle.
It was terrible. Thank God it was localized.
Yes, no, it was just in
cut off
that.
the distribution before it spread.
Yeah, it was really on that street. It was just
How
on that
did
cul-de-sac.
you find that character?
I mean, that was they were good enough to allow me. We were supposed to start shooting in March, and they were good enough to allow me 3 months to find the character.
Yeah.
And I worked at Papaya King, and I worked there for a month because in the backstory I had created for Irwin.
Yeah.
I was going to say Irving, and I was like, that's not it.
No, you were right.
All right. Was that he worked at Papaya King.
Yeah.
And then I went briefly on tour with Milli Vanilli, who was huge back then, and I just operated the audio, and then I was David Blaine's assistant for a little while because I thought Irwin would, be into that.
Yeah.
And then I broke my ankle.
Did they push back filming?
No, they were like, we pushed enough.
Yeah.
We didn't realize you were going to sell hot dogs, and also be secretly feeding David Blaine oxygen for a month. And
into the box. You were breathing into the box.
Yeah. Well, that's no. I was taking oxygen and pushing it into. Otherwise, if I breathed into the box, that would be carbon dioxide.
Sure.
So it wouldn't be oxygen.
Yes.
So I push. So David Blaine is in a frozen. He was in a frozen underwater lava tube with spikes but couldn't breathe. Right, had his mouth duct tape, Gorilla Glue, and so I would push oxygen into his nose, and I was digitally erased from that.
So these are the things that you were drawing upon in emotional scenes with Archer, Frankenstein, Insaniac, Slam Fist, Ocula. I want to make
You're describing the Small Soldiers.
This is my Arrested Development.
I'll tell you something about that.
Please.
I'll tell you 3 things, really quick. One, I was a huge Ann Magnuson fan. She fronted Bongwater, which was a band that I loved, and I had met her at a party when I was like doing the Ben Stiller show, and it was like some Hollywood type party, and I went up to her and I was like, I'm a huge fan. I saw you guys. I had tickets and a backstage pass to go see Elvis Costello because my friends were opening, but I went and saw Bongwater at the Channel, this is in Boston, instead, and she made a very kind of unpleasant, dismissive thing like, well, you chose wrong or whatever, and then turned back to the table, and I was like, wow, that was awful. And then, because this is like before I'd done anything really. And then I didn't talk to her again, but then when I was on set, and she was super friendly.
Mrs. Abernathy, of course,
Yes.
Alan's mother.
Yeah, and she was very...
I'm not looking any of this up. Go on.
You're leading very close to the more your snout is. Yeah, all right.
Give that a
great.
sniff, see how it smells.
With it?
The sniff.
I'll see how it fucking tastes, bro.
Watto has been on this show 10 years. I don't think anyone has ever done that.
It tastes like grape nerds. It's kind of wild. Yeah, it's grape nerds. That's nice. You got a little...
You're on set with Ann Mac.
Yes. Anyway, I was able to say, yeah, I told her that story, and she felt terrible, and I was like, I'm a huge... Watch the teeth.
David, keep going. Keep going.
Practical
Oh,
chokers.
yes, sorry. Anyway,
That was a fucking legit deep throat. Learned that on the hub. He knows what I'm fucking talking about.
And it's got and it's also got the bend.
Oh yeah.
And
David,
then yes.
Carry on.
And also another thing was Jay Moore was who played my partner
Yeah.
was scared to ride in the helicopter and wouldn't ride in the helicopter, and like literally was like panicky about. You just take off and then you land back down.
Pussy.
Yeah. Yes, and but in a redeeming Jay Moore story is so Dennis Leary played our boss, and those guys he shot for a couple days, and those guys were going at it about stand-up. I don't even remember what the thing was, and they were both like in good humor, giving each other all this shit, and then one of the best practical jokes ever. Yeah. And we shot on the Warner Brothers lot, and Jay Moore went into Dennis Leary's, it's still one of my all-time favorite things, went into Dennis Leary's trailer, took a massive shit in, and then cranked up the heat and locked the door and left. And it's remains one of the best. Like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You mentioned the Ben Stiller show.
You messed up. You messed up.
Do you ever get people on the street who yell at you, "They're people. Pooter balls are people"?
No.
No? What's the line that people yell?
Occasionally, Ben will call me in the middle of the night and say that.
They'll say that line?
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, well, we're both directors, so it makes sense.
Right. Do you do that? Do you call up?
Yeah, I call people and quote that line from the Ben Stiller show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes George calls me at 3 a.m. and goes, "No money, no parts, no deal."
Yeah. Are there lines that people yell out at you? Quotes that you're
Yes.
like, I like to hear it, and are quotes where you don't like to hear it?
Well, that's very much, that's kind of your...
Same question.
Yeah, it's the same question.
Sorry, George.
I'm looking for quotes.
We're approaching the question from two different sides.
Yeah.
I wonder if George Lucas is really that much of a prick. Where it's
I
like,
don't know.
Everything is like...
Oh, wow. What do we
Yeah,
talk?
yeah.
Who we?
No, he's
is there
talking to
another
me.
George-
He's asking me, George.
Yeah.
And my answer is yes.
I was a fan of the show Freak Show.
Oh, stop it.
I was.
Stop it.
I was,
There's
and I
even
looked up the. I had a watch on eBay for a long time because there was a DVD version of it, and I'm a billionaire, and even I was like, I'm gonna wait to see if it is ever available for less than this, and it never was. It was very expensive.
A Freak Show watch?
No, there was a DVD of Freak Show.
He had a saved search on eBay, is what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I have one. You should just...
Oh, I didn't know I could.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I will.
Call me up at 3 in the morning and or quote one of my lines.
I'll call you up at 3 in the afternoon if it's more convenient.
I'll be asleep.
All right. We have a couple of raffles to give away, and there's a gift that we give away traditionally at Life Day because it's perhaps the greatest holiday gift of all.
We should build up to
I know,
that, though.
we will. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
how to tell a story, Patrick.
If that was ever in doubt,
No, I guess not.
it's with the musical number he added to.
Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jedi
Jabba's
Rocks?
Palace, Jedi Rocks.
Jedi
Oh,
Rocks.
you know it?
Yeah.
In 3D, when the lips came
Yeah.
towards the screen, it was sublime.
Now, can I
Sublime.
ask a question
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Mr.
Yes.
Lucas?
Yeah.
So, the Star Wars Christmas episode, that was the holiday
Life
thing.
Day.
What, and how were you able to get and don't say money, but how were you able to get everybody back for something that was so degrading and
Well, because I contributed the story outline, but then I sort of washed my hands of it. I was not heavily involved in that. I've tried to destroy as many copies as I could. Since I've been doing this show, I've sort of embraced it a little bit. But everyone was under contract. It was part of the cast had to do it. If you watch closely, in the scenes with Harrison Ford, you can kind of tell that he doesn't want to do it.
Oh, you don't have to watch closely.
You have to look so closely.
There's no closely about it.
If you freeze frame it, like whatever level of doesn't want to do it you think he had, if you freeze frame it, you realize, oh, it goes 6 layers deeper than that.
Yeah.
Like, whatever is the thing you've least enjoyed doing in your life, now go below that, and that's where Harrison was. And
How'd
this
you
was,
get B. Arthur, though? Like, B. Arthur.
oh, she was a treat. She was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like she was a bigger star than Harrison Ford at that point.
Of course.
So
You
how did
got some hot takes tonight, Brian.
What's that?
You got some real hot takes.
Well, wasn't that when Golden Girls was on the air?
No. That would have been Maude.
That was Maude.
This is the Norman Lear
That was
era.
70s.
Well, I'm not going to take you people talking shit on Maude either.
I'm not talking shit.
I
Yeah, we're saying Maude
I
was...
have a whip.
Brian, it's a Saturday. This isn't Maud night.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Is it what?
Oh,
It's a UCB joke.
All right.
All right. So anyway, the greatest holiday gift of all time. It's related to the company that I am now a satisfied shareholder of. This company. They own Star Wars now, and they produced one of the most delightful holiday gifts ever. And we're gonna raffle it off to someone today. But first, let's show a video of this gift. It's a music box.
Oh, yes. I sent you this. There we go. Great.
It's Goofy and Mickey, and they're in a wreath. And it's a music box.
And this is an officially licensed product, correct, George?
Yeah, and so you see it from all angles.
Well, now there's like 2 days a year that they sell this in Disney.
Yes.
Just two friends that's celebrating the holidays.
The look on Mickey's face is so disturbing.
He's happy.
Because like he's looking up like, who is it?
Honestly, each one of these is painted a little different. So every year, you can see there's a handmade or just a sloppy factory touch to this.
Are his eyes looking? Are his eyes looking up like that in this new one?
I think these eyes are weirder this year.
Nah, that motherfucker is going to his happy place.
Yeah. Also, you can't really appreciate this until you really look at it, but the sort of underside of Mickey that's popping out through the bottom is really an interesting shape. It's really... Anyway.
You know what's most disturbing about this, George Lucas?
What?
Is that Goofy has herpes.
Oh, no.
And like that
Goofy.
he should not be hooking up
Goofy.
with anybody while he has herpes. Because that spreads. That oral herpes like that can spread to genitals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a sloppy goof like he is.
That's how we won the war.
It.
That's how we won the war.
That is how we won the war. Yeah, it was.
All right. So, Patrick, let's get the raffle tickets out.
We're starting with this one.
Yes.
Okay, well, this pouch that I'm wearing, it has a pouch, so let's pull one out. Here we go. 132395. Sorry, I'm so sorry. 132395. We're gonna move on to the next one if no one calls it in 3, 2.
Wait, 95?
That's what I said.
395?
That's
There
what I
it is.
said.
Yeah!
Let's double check because he came in at the last second. Let's make sure he's not lying, George. 132395.
Yeah, it's a music box.
Yeah.
Wow, we're watching a man learn what a music box is. The noise it makes is music.
It's neither music nor a box.
Thank you so much.
You better buy some condoms because you're gonna get pussy for the rest of your life.
George, do we have anything else to give away?
A hearse?
Yeah? You have other
That's
stuff to
your
give
girl?
away?
I've got plenty of other stuff.
Okay,
She's way above you.
132293.
That's your girl? She's
Moving past
so much
this.
better looking.
293. 132293. 132293. Over here, come on up.
Do you have a record player? You do? Okay, you're going to get a copy of the George Lucas Talk Show soundtrack album.
Wow.
You already have that? All right, good. Where are you from? From England. Where in England? We made the Star Wars movies in England, some of them. Hey.
132303.
I'll be in Brighton in early April. If you want to come down and see me do it stand.
You live here? Will you promise to return to Brighton for David Cross's show? Absolutely. Oh yeah, spread the word in Brighton. All right, this is great. This
That's
actually, benefited you doing
That's
the show
not an
yesterday.
absolutely, though.
Sell an extra.
He bailed on actually going himself.
No, but he's got family there.
He lives
He's got
here.
connections.
132303. 303. No one? Okay, here we go.
303.
132358.
358. Right
Beautiful.
here.
Come on up.
Do you have a record player? All right. There you
Whoa.
go.
You're giving away.
for her, guys.
You're giving away so many tonight.
Come on.
Also, here, take this. Take this too. Another
Whoa.
record.
Okay, that's a Connor Ratliff, Mikey Erg
It's
record.
Watto's spoken word.
132384.
That's too hot for
384. 384 going. Okay, great. Come on down.
He really cares about these fucking numbers, man.
He
just,
loves
no
the
matter what
numbers.
happens.
Do you have
he
a
reads
record
the
player?
numbers.
He's a number cruncher.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's a test pressing. I genuinely don't know which record it's for.
132297. 297. 297. There we go. George, how many more do we got?
A few more.
A few more. Okay. 335.
335.
132335.
Record player?
297? Yes.
All right, there you go.
Everyone has had a record player so far.
Oh, here we go.
Great.
Pretty good.
Oh, here. Come on down. Oh, you're just getting out of the way? Oh, okay. Fine. All right. Okay.
I think you deserve one anyway.
Come on
very
down.
nice.
Here we go.
That's very, very nice.
What do you have to say about getting a record?
That I have a record player.
Good enough.
Great. Thank you so much, Eric Bauza.
There you go.
132391. 132391.
I love
Great.
that he's wearing a Looney
Great.
Tunes jacket.
He does have a Looney Tunes
You
jacket.
don't see that much
You don't see
anymore.
it. Come on down. Hang on. Why do you have
I
a
mean,
Looney
that's
Tunes
wild.
jacket? Let's do a plug really quick.
Wait a second, hold on.
And because I'm the voice of Bugs Bunny, Doc.
And did you know that David and I were in a movie together? What movie were you in? Chipmunks the Squeakquel. I was the NASCAR gopher that was added by Fox last minute.
I never saw it.
Anyways, I should have just
literally
stopped
never
at
saw the movie.
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
hey,
all, folks.
Can we get a plug? Can we get a plug in for the new feature
You got a
film
plug for
that's
the
coming out?
movie.
Oh, the day the Earth blew up, a Looney Tunes movie in theaters next February. This is, and I'm also friends with Joe Gatto on Instagram, but I've never met him in live.
Everybody.
Also, Eric plays Jar Jar in the live reads that we've been doing, and they're fantastic.
And he's got a
132.
Scrooge shirt on. I saw the Scrooge shirt.
He's
That's
a
pretty
king.
fucking dope, dude.
He's a
Nice.
king. 132391.
We
391.
have a person at the side
2.
here.
Come on up.
Do you have a record player?
I don't.
You don't. Do you like Saturday Night Live?
Sure.
Okay.
The answer was
Here's,
sure.
Put them on. Put these on before you leave the stage.
And
Classic.
if you don't like Saturday Night Live, maybe you like Blind Melon?
Turn around. Turn around.
Or Jerry Seinfeld.
Sure. George, how many more? 2?
Let's say 5.
Okay. 360.
Speed round.
341. Guys, come on. 301.
Oh,
326.
Do you have a record player?
Does no one have these?
There you go.
350. Okay, great. There's 2. I'm going to keep going until we get 5. 394. Great, come on up. 389. 389, great, we got 4. And 374. Look at that.
It's a handful of stuff.
Sunglasses. Like movies?
Do you like movies? He hands him film strips.
Here's a drawing by Patrick Cutner.
Where is that from? Is that also from the Joko Cruise? That's from the 2022 Joko Cruise. I don't remember drawing it.
All right.
Enjoy.
Draw some more. Draw some more. I got some more stuff.
Draw. Oh my God. Okay.
Look out.
300.
Gerard Butler in the house.
This is Sparta. 292. 397. George, I'm going to keep drawing these. 376.
All right, that's it. We're cutting it
Okay,
off.
great. We're cutting it off.
There's some movies.
You got a
backpack from the Sierra Club.
You got a backpack. I don't really know what the backpack's for.
It's from the
Sorry.
Sierra Club.
What's the Sierra Club? What is the Sierra
A
Club?
pyramid puzzle. Yeah.
This is what Life Day's all about.
Oh,
All right, I'm gonna take
hold
off.
on. This is for you, David. This is a bag of coins from Europe, because I know you're going on a European tour.
You're going. David, let's plug the tour. Where in Europe are we going, David?
What?
Let's plug your European tour. Because I think we're wrapping up. There's another show in 15 minutes. We got to get out.
Oh, shit.
We have a Blockbuster finale.
Oh, okay. Where in
David,
Europe?
where are you going in Europe?
I mean, just go to officialdavidcross.com. I don't remember where I am. I mean, I can't remember the name of the theater in Cologne, Germany right now. But I'll be in L.A., San Diego, and Oakland, making up for those last dates in January.
January 9th, San Diego. January 10th, Los Angeles. January 11th, Oakland, California.
There you go.
You're
And
going to be
then
in
Canada.
Oslo, Sweden, Austria, Germany, Denmark, Netherlands, Berlin, UK, England, Scotland, England, UK.
Wow.
All right.
There you go. Look at
Oh,
that.
there you go. Yeah. All right.
Brian, are you
All
touring?
right.
Are you going to Europe, Brian?
I don't fucking tour, but Joe Gatto does tour.
You want to plug Joe's
And
tour?
if you go to joegatto.com or something like that, you can see Joe Gatto's tour. Yeah, I mostly
Great.
stay home. I play video games. Indiana Jones: A Great Circle.
Yeah?
Good game.
Cool.
Yeah, I mainly stay home, so I don't chill out.
Brian, I never let you finish. Is your Indiana Jones ranking truly just theatrical release order?
I gotta be honest, I kind of feel like you guys just wanted David Cross on this show, and I got thrown on at the last second. I kind of feel like somebody was like, hey, he's in town.
I knew you had the same manager.
Yeah.
I figured it'd be
like,
easier.
You guys could have just had David. You didn't have to have me.
Raiders.
I could have stayed
Temple
on
of
Staten
Doom.
Island tonight, and there was tolls.
Last Crusade #3.
It takes me like, it's gonna, at this time of night, and especially as much as I've been drinking, it's gonna take anywhere from 45 minutes to 3 to 5 years to get back to Staten Island. So, like, if you guys just wanted David Cross, you didn't need to have me.
We wanted
You could have saved me.
Well, thanks for coming, Brian. We'll see you soon.
Brian!
That's all right, no problem.
Brian, look at me. Michael Caine I
deep-throated your trunk.
I came so hard. Brian, look at me, Michael Caine You belong in the museum.
Oh.
That's how precious you are.
Oh.
I'll take it.
And Brian,
Brian, the dream guest.
I put on this. It's like when a girl dresses up all sexy. Girls, you know, you put on that purple negligee.
Where's this going?
And the guy's like, all I want to do is talk about David Cross.
Brian, I think it seems like you've been having a fun time here at the show.
I'm having a blast.
I want to be clear about something. We wanted you here, but the reason you're here is not because we asked you to be on the show.
This is great.
The reason that you're here tonight is because you came.
Now this is our Life Day show.
Yeah. And it was during Temple of Doom when Harrison Ford took his shirt off that I came.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good callback. All right, I'm out.
Listen. You're gonna want to stick around. You're gonna want to stick around.
Okay.
Here we go.
Because there are some very special characters.
I thought it was gonna be fun. I thought fucking Jessica Rabbit was gonna be here.
Better.
What?
Better.
You bagged her?
I did, but
bagged Jessica Rabbit?
I did, but better.
Better than Jessica Rabbit.
There are 2 Blockbuster characters that exist in the history
This
of
is
the
insane.
George Lucas talk show, and they only come out for Life Day.
Yeah.
When I say Blockbuster, I mean Blockbuster.
They clapped before the even bags were opened, Watto.
I don't know if you've been
I
hearing
feel like
people in
they
the audience
do.
are literally saying the word wow.
I would argue these characters are the reason for the season. I would like to reintroduce Judah Macabot. I'm not finished. Judah Macabot 2.0.
Yeah. It's like I'm walking past a kiosk in the mall at Christmas time.
David, have you ever played a robot in a movie?
But that's not all!
Oh, there's another one?
I would like to reintroduce to the stage his son, his progeny, Judah Macabot Jr. There was no 3.0 this year.
You have the mic on the back of his head. I love it.
He's coming over here. Oh my God. Watto, this guy. Oh. He's coming back. No, go over there.
This is the finale, is it, Watto?
This is the Blockbuster.
The grand finale.
This is it? Can we digitally replace this? George, can we replace this? Oh, he's in it too. I mean, can I have his toy? Can I have David's toy?
You can ask.
I would. All right.
What do you guys want to plug?
All right, I'm gonna go get a beer.
Plug something while we're wrapping up.
I'm gonna go get a beer with Dexter.
Okay.
I'm out.
All right. Before our guests leave, I want to thank them so much for joining us here on Life Day. Thank you so much. Everyone, be safe. There are Santa Clauses roaming the streets tonight. Thank you, Brian.
There's posters up there, guys, where we've got signed posters for sale. There's a merch booth up there. Go grab some. Thank you for coming. Happy
May
Life
the
Day.
Force be with you always.